Check. 1, 2. All right. Yeah, try to come on with StreamYard, but apparently I not see myself, so that kind of probably confused my brain fuse. And for about 17 minutes, I try to figure out why am I not see myself. Anyway, let's get into it. The topic for today's devotional reading is conditions for answered prayers, part 5. First scripture is found in Matthew chapter 18, verse 21 to 30. Memory verse is taken from Matthew chapter 6, verse 12, and it reads, "And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors." Wow. So we should be forgiven because our prayers will not be heard. That's basically what I'm getting from this. Motivational quote says, when you go to God in prayer, the universe will work secretly in your favor. Is this about Jesus? No. This is not about Jesus. Why people think, who is Jesus? Who is Jesus, by the way? May I ask you would have questioned it since you asked if this is about Jesus. Who is Jesus? While I wait for a response from this person, may I wait for a response? Who is Jesus? No respond? Okay. Alright, I'ma continue. Prophetic word for today. You shall be successful in all your endeavors by the power in the blood of Yahshua. Here's the message. The last prerequisite or condition for answered prayers that we shall look at today is forgiveness. Yeah, even though the subject is quite inexhaustive, we will stop here today. Excuse me. The issue of forgiveness can never be overemphasized. Yahshua thought about it and even showed examples by dying on the cross of Calvary. With all that was done against him, he still had the grace to ask the Father to forgive those who nailed him to the cross. And humanity in general, forgiveness is very important. If you will receive anything from Yahweh, dearly beloved, in the first scripture for today, Peter asks Yahshua, how often shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him 7 times 7? Yahshua said unto him, I say unto thee, 70 times 7. Wow. So it's numerous. Wait, son of the king, with the birdcage of the time of the wee hours, yeah? What is? Ava. Ava is up doing her thing down there in the Philippines. Okay. Yeah, man, big up yourself. Alright, what shall we do now? You must forgive your fellow man that offends you 490 times in a day. It is a capital no. The lesson Yahshua wants to pass across here is that you must show love at every step. Do, do to others what you would want them to do to you. Okay. If your neighbor offends you, you must forgive without taking offense because Yahshua also paid the ultimate price for you and me. Despite that, we still make him sad by the way and manner we live our lives. We keep malice just because we are offended. To receive answers to our prayers, we must be forgiven in all area of our lives. We must, as a matter of fact, not dwell on people's offenses. We must realize that whatever anyone does against us is done at their own level of understanding. And the Bible says, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Forgive and let Yahweh visit you. Wow, such profound gems of we should emulate. Yes, indeed. I thank Yahweh, my Father, and His beloved Son, Yahshua, for this fine lesson of forgiving 70 times 7, not 7 times limited. All right, this is where we end our devotional reading. I'm going to segue into our newspaper. Newspaper segment. Let me see if I can bring it up on my device here. Let's see. Today, the 23rd. Three animals, highway horror. Wow. So what animal them get on the highway and it fence off? Anyway, three animals, highway horror. Motorists and friends escape death. TJH T says residents breaking fence after disembarking buses. Wow. Mm-mm. Oh, I must have called him lick with a vehicle and code. You can see the windshield damage, the what you call that again? The bonnet. You can see the vehicle engine, and to the left, the bumper damage. Wow. The mantle Mitsubishi Pajero involved in the August 15th crash on the Maypen to Williamsfield leg of Highway 2000. I've been on that road. We never encountered any animals at all. And it was it was the 6th, the Saturday. No, it was the 1st of August. We went down by Denby. Yeah, man, I went down there. Oh boy, let's continue reading. Toll gave Clarendon a night of T20 cricket enjoyment at Savannah Park in Kingston just over a week ago almost ended in death for three people when the sports utility vehicle in which salutes Son of the King salutes sports utility vehicle in which they were traveling back to Mandeville crashed into a cow that had wandered onto the Maypen to Williamsfield leg of Highway 2000 in pitch darkness. They should put up some lights on that road, even some solar street lights. Hopton McCarthy, the driver and owner of the Mitsubishi Pajero, his friend Winsworth Sheffield, a former opposition senator. Hey, Mina, wagwan, greetings to you. And I came on a little before this. I was testing out StreamYard, but I couldn't see myself. I was here for about 17 minutes. 17, 18 minutes. Can't see myself. I try to figure out. Because I have a StreamYard account and I have a Restream account. And I say, I was reasoning to myself, I need to go back and use them up. StreamYard have a feature where you can let ads play while you're doing your live stream, and it worked because yesterday the section I went in StreamYard because I have an account with them. I saw the section and I put the aggressive or whatever. So I chose the one where show a little bit of ads, but it was operating while the live was going on 20 minutes ago because I was here. But I say, I asked myself, I'm going to the sign, say, welcome to the live stream. But the minutes were kicking over. I could hear myself speaking, but when I was fixing the settings in StreamYard, I could see myself, but the live was not showing me here like we're seeing me now. So in the future or the next live stream, I go back on StreamYard so I can adjust the ads them myself instead of wait on YouTube to flash out the ads them for me. I go do it myself. I go use back StreamYard in that aspect. Got to work because why I have the things them and not use them. I use them up back. Go back to my StreamYard, my free account. Alright, back to the reading here of animals straying on the highway. Alright, some reach. Alright, 24-year-old daughter were not injured, but the cow died in the August 15 collision that revived fear of danger posed to life by stray animals on the high-speed road. Wow. We took my friend's daughter to cricket for the first time. She enjoyed it. A very good game of cricket. A fantastic crowd. We left Sabina Park and went downtown, then joined the toll road at Portmore, MacArthur told the Jamaica Observer. We were talking about the experience of the interacting with the people and how to be humble. We were cruising along. We came through the toll at Portmore Vineyards and then Maypen. We were approaching the last one at Tollgate, driving at about 103 kilometers per hour. I had on the high beam because the road was dark. We were in the left lane, and while talking, Scaffer said, "Cow," MacArthur related. I stopped. I spotted the animal coming onto the road, so I braked and swerved to the right, and we really thought we had missed it. But the cow kept coming, and we hit the cow. The two airbags deployed, and I swerved back to the left to avoid the median in the road. I wasn't even able to see what was in front of me. I stopped, added MacArthur on Saturday. Trans Jamaican Highway TJH Limited Chief Executive Officer Ivan Anderson told the Jamaica Observer that he had received a report on the incident and raised concern about residents living along the section of the highway repeatedly cutting through the fencing to get to get into their homes after disembarking buses traveling along the highway. Wow. I see a picture of the cow. He got a slash to the neck. They took pictures of it. Wow. The cow involved in the August 15th crash on the Maypen to Williamsfield leg of Highway 2000. Oh. It had a tag on its ear, so it's had a owner. But these people are very... I don't know how to put it. I don't even know how to put it. The highway, a lot of vehicle drives fast on it because it's a highway. You don't expect to see animals. wandering, on the highway like that. It has fence and people cut the fence for their own purposes because that road is a very big road, two lane on the right, two lane on the left, and a tall thingy to go over to the other side. How in God's name you would want to cut to make a makeshift to cross such a busy thoroughfare? I came out of a vehicle on one of that road. I know most of the car them pass and the breeze are blowing. You feel the car on the outside of the vehicle, the car are rock. So when you, I said, no sir, me not try across the road here. In myself, me I say to it, me I talk to myself, No. I was not venturing to cross this road. But people are reckless in their outlook on doing things. All right, continue reading now. The fence in this location has been cut and repaired several times since the start of the year. Since the initial cutting was doubled the fencing in this location by adding a hog wire to the barbed wire. It is being cut by persons coming off buses on the highway and going into the community. Oh, but that is not good. That is not good enough, Anderson said in the WhatsApp response. He said TJH is now in the process of identifying the owner of the cow as the animal was tagged. On September 13 last year, a woman had to be rushed to hospital after cattle strayed onto the highway shortly after midnight, causing extensive damage to two vehicles, a Toyota Hilux and a Toyota Tacoma, and injuring occupants. At the time, the highway was toll-free, but when TJH commenced charging on December 27, 2025, it assured motorists of a first world roadway supported by 24-hour patrols and consistent maintenance. Our commitment is to deliver a safe, reliable, and efficient driving experience across this new section in a manner that is consistent with our offering on all legs of the Trans-Jam Highway network. In order to deliver these services, subsequently, we will introduce a toll rate structure at both toll gate, main lane, and toll plaza, and the toll gate ramp, toll plaza. TJH said in an Instagram post. However, for MacArthur, the issue of strayed animal was compounded by him not seeing any patrols near midnight and for close to an hour after the collision. The scary part about it is that when the car hit the cow, all the lights went because the battery got dislodged completely. We were out there on the highway in complete darkness, he said. Wow, so scary. Oh, wow, wow. I didn't know if a truck was going to come and run straight into us. And there has been an incident before on the highway network where people died after having an accident and then an oncoming vehicle hit them. He added, he said he was relieved when a tow truck en route to Mandeville stopped at the accident scene and subsequently removed his vehicle. God is good because our wrecker was passing and stopped and had on its hazard lights that gave us some sense of calm that people wouldn't run up into us in the darkness, he said. The car bonnet seemed to have cut the cow's neck. It took us about an hour to get off the road. During that time, other vehicles stopped, but we didn't see anybody from the toll company patrolling Adit Makata. That is a lie from the toll company. They don't do no patrol, nothing no go so. One bag of lie. But I know with these certain companies in Jamaica, they talk good things on paper, but when it comes to reality, nothing no go so. Nothing no go so. What them want to patrol of the road and maintenance. Let me see. I used to live at Portmore, so I have to drive on the toll. I used to drive, come over the new causeway bridge, right, over it. So yeah, then try and maintain the road. The crap them try to fill it out. Yeah, I can say give them a thumbs up for that. But when it comes to the part about patrolling the roads to make sure say people whatever if any collision go on and what no, that is a lie. Them I tell. Mr. William Anderson. You need to clean up your glasses, Mr. Anderson, because you're telling a blatant lie. Your company not providing no patrolling, whether day or night, on the highway 2000 or whatever them want to call it. God, them laws and script politician come up with one bag of thing for swindle people money, like a trick yard man. Anyway, I'm going to continue reading. During the time, yeah, people stop, but no highway, nobody from the toll company patrolling. He said he returned to Clarendon the Sunday afternoon following the accident to report it. We filed a report at the Fort Path police station on Sunday afternoon because Sunday morning I couldn't miss church. I had to give God thanks. We came out with no wounds. I reported the accident to the insurance company and the vehicle is basically written off, he explained. And then they show us a photo of the toll gate toll booth on Maypen to Williamsfield leg of Highway 2000. Back to reading, Vice Chairman of the National Road Safety Council, Dr. Lucian Jones, said he previously engaged the National Road Operating and Constructing Company NROCC, which is responsible for overseeing the design, construction, and maintenance of Jamaica's highway, about the danger of stray animals on the high speed road. Having a stray animal on a road which provides for driving at a fairly high speed is to enable people to get from point A to point B in a fairly short time and therefore aid in the whole transportation sector carrying goods and people across the country pose a severe problem, he said. We have had this issue before. We have had discussions about it with the operators of the highway and NROCC. We have had remedial things done on the highway because the primary problem, as I understand it, has to do with people breaking or stealing the wires, fence, fencing on the highway, and thus allowing cows to enter into a guarded space at the Jones. He is calling for expansion across Jamaica to root animal ponds and remove stray animals from endangering road users. We have had discussions about the role of the owners and how to hear that there was a crash recently involving a cow and a vehicle. Thank God nobody died. It again raises the issue of how well we are guarding the space across the country on the highway, not only the east west or north south, but the one going from Maypen up to Mandeville. It raises an important issue which was addressed recently in an Observer editorial. Dr. Jones said he argued that the municipal authorities have a mandate to provide for and enable the lending of strayed animals into ponds and to prevent individuals from allowing this kind of very dangerous situation to continue. Dr. Jones pointed to statistics indicating that 214 people have died on the nation's road since the start of the year, compared to 240 to 242 for the corresponding year last year. Okay, you so them look at the find where the cow entered from. See the fencing cut a section of the fencing breach along the Maypen to Williamsfield leg of Highway 2000, resulting in the cattle straying onto the highway. It's not like, so for example, the road situation, my people, there not much anything on that side of the cow coming from to come on the highway. Don't know only for anything. We know that animals don't have much intelligence to realize, oh, I'm going towards danger. Oh boy. Dr. Johnson, I would once again appeal to those who are so empowered, the municipal authorities and NROCC, to make sure, either separate or jointly, that our highways are made free of any kind of animal strain onto the road, he said. Dr. Jones also pointed to another worrying trend of motorists driving the wrong way on highways. Is that so? Is that so, Dr. Jones? What are you saying to me? That no sound good, no at all. Driving on the wrong way on the highway. On August 13, Parton Buchanan, a 56-year-old resident of Berlin district in Hanover, died in a crash after he reportedly drove the wrong way onto porous off-ramp section of the highway near Williamsfield. Wow. In those instances where people have gone off-ramp in the wrong direction, they they did so to either escape paying the toll or they are not aware of how to use that particular part of the highway. It requires an increase in public education and as to how in certain areas we use the highway and to get people to be aware of the dangers, said Jones. That is sad. But it's either toward two things. He was trying to avoid pain or something, but drive on the wrong side of the road. Mm. MacArthur is hoping that another layer of safety will be added to by illuminating section of the highway. Yeah, putting up lights. That is what I'm trying to say. I use fancy word, don't say by adding lights. Cause really and truly, some part of the highway them not light not there. When you have no lights out there, it is completely dark. If you can have lights where the toll booths are, why can't we have it along the toll road? I am not saying you should give lights their foot apart, but there should be more lights on the road, he said. Of course, I agree with you on that. End of article. Even put up some solar type lights, you know, happy that nobody was injured because of that cow, entered into the road. Okay, let's find the next article. All right. Oops, come don't drop. Oh, no, want it. Take responsibility. Chief Vet warns owners over strayed livestock after Momo case admits more animals pounds needed. Wow. An injured Momo seen at the side of a Walks Road in Spanish Town in St. Catherine last Monday. She was strange last Wednesday after veterinary service division determined her injuries were too severe. Okay, they put her down. Wow. Jamaica needs more animal shelters, but livestock owners must stop abandoning their roaming injured animals for the government to fix, warned Dr. Sophia Ramal, director of the country's veterinary services. Her comments came in the wake of a recent case involving an injured cow given the name Momo by residents that spent days at the side of the road in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, after being struck by a vehicle with no owner coming forward to claim her. Dr. Ramal said, while such cases are not common, they have occurred before and are a cause for concern given the dangers stray animals pose to motorists and the general public. The Cruelty to Animals Act would address basic welfare issues for animals. The Keeping of Animals Act as well, which speaks to how animals are supposed to be kept and basic things should be provided to them, etc. However, there is a need for more pounds in Jamaica. There is a need for the ability to move animals that are strayed and ownerless. I want to say it is usually an instance where we have animals that are ownerless or owners are unwilling to come forward and claim the animals, as is the case for this cow, Mau. I am addressing in those instances there is a need for the ability to remove the animal from the space to determine what is to happen to them, said Ramela. And you see her here beside a horse in a photograph. She noted that a handful of organizations are already performing work that extends beyond what their limited infrastructure can reasonably support. The Jamaica Safety for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals does really fantastic work, but they are probably along with a couple other entities. They are tasked with doing almost national duties without necessarily the infrastructure. So we need to be looking at more shelters even that work during disasters, she told the Jamaica Observer. Dr. Miller said the government is actively working to tackle rising public safety risk, crop destruction, and traffic hazard caused by strayed livestock, and roaming animals. Most recently, the Clarendon Municipal Corporation developed a new 20-acre holding facility and retrofitted transport truck to manage roaming cattle and strayed animals. While state intervention is paramount, Dr. Miller made it clear that this should not be left up to government to assume responsibility for animals. And animals whose owners can be identified or be unwilling to come forward. In this recent case, yes, the government had stepped into mobility the agency as a state to both treat with enthusiasm as well as the disposal of carcasses. There is also the process through in law that if injury occurs and the owners are found, that through the court system a judge may determine that costs are applicable and so on and so forth. In this case, involving Momo, the state had to step into mobi- mobility and treat with the enthusiasm and disposal of carcass. It is the owner's cost to cover. It ought to be the injury, the treatment of the animal, enthusiasm of the animal. If the animal were moved to a pound, all of those things it is set out in law where those costs would have to be borne by the owner, Dr. Ramela told the Sunday Observer. But given the circumstances of this call and given the time frame and the confirmation from the police that nobody had come forward to claim ownership of the animals, that the necessities had to be done in really in the instance of the cow to relieve pain and suffering and to treat with this manner. She stressed that greater partnership is needed between the government, communities, and animal owners to keep animals safe, urging the public to report instances of negligent animals as quickly as possible. More shelters are needed, but we also need more persons who own animals to be responsible owners. They need to keep, they need to be kept confined, they need to be fed, they need to be watered, they need to have proper shelter, they need to be able to live normal, happy, healthy lives, said Dr. Romella. We are looking to update our legislation to talk about not just basic cruelty, but also how it is that all of these five freedoms can be embodied in our legislation. We talk about how animals should be kept, how they should be treated. If you are using animals for work or sport, those kinds of things are in train. As we really also want to look to strengthen the legislation, she added. Okay, Romella said the latest incident proves that more and more Jamaicans are looking out for animals, and this is a welcome move. I think Jamaicans love animals, and I think it is growing amongst us that look, animals are a part of our ecosystem. More and more Jamaicans are embracing that we like to call in the veterinary and medical fraternity and the medical fraternity the concept of one health. More and more, we Jamaicans see animals not just as pets, but as companions, as service animals. Jamaicans view an animal are their contribution to society. Okay, is on a positive trajectory. I think what we saw unfolding with this call tells you that Jamaicans from all walks of life can appreciate that animals are living beings and that they need support and that they are willing to jump in and roll up their sleeves and help, said Ramela, reminding citizens to report any incident of animal abuse and neglect. End of article. Oh, well, sad to hear that Momo was put down because of the severity of the injury to her leg, her front leg. Eager for more NDTC season ends in high note in Mobile. Okay, Montego Bay St. James, a standing ovation and packed auditorium at Ibur Star Rose Hall Resort Sunday evening was signal to principals of National Dance Theatre Company that Montego Bay is eager to play a large role in its annual season of dance. Enthralled by the evening of intense and beautiful choreographic pieces that applauds the audience applauds heartily after each performance and were left appearing eager for more. There were eluded oohs and ahs of amazement as members of the throat twisted, leaped, and executed a range of intricate moves across the stage. That show was also remarkable in that it was the first time ever in its 64-year history that the NDC was closing its season in the second city. As Montego Bay Mayor Richard Veron explained, the show had a dual purpose to assist local dance through First Dance Studios as it recovers from the impact of last October Hurricane Melissa and to fuel NDC's artistic director Marlon D. Sims' long-held dream of bringing evidence to St. James. We are happy to welcome NDC to the city of Montego Bay, and I trust that this will not be the first. Well, let me go back over that. I trust that this will not be in the future for the sake of Melissa, but for the sake of the culture. Veron told the gathering Sunday night. This is real, sustainable, and something we can look forward to. At the present, also present was Atelier Montego Bay's Art Council Chairman Joseph Fasmara, who said more of these events are needed in the Western City. We have to work hard. Montego Bay is better than its reputation, and we are not just about sun, sea, and sun. This is a place now that has a very solid demand for cultural entertainment more than reggae, and we need to make sure that we get our fair share, he said. As we can see tonight, we have the potential to make it a worthwhile and financially successful enterprise. And we all need to work together to get a proper theater, to a proper venue where we can host events of this nature. We deserve it. Fosmeyer did not hold back in his assessment of the event. You, you can see the turnout. It's a fantastic turnout. There is an energy here. It makes you proud. And then you see world famous choreography, Many Rivers to Cross by Rex Netterford. I mean, performed exquisitely by the elite dancers. It's a once in a lifetime experience. It's spectacular. It's just amazing. I'm over the moon, he said. The production was as fast for the senses with its startling backdrops, vibrant colors, eye-catching costumes, complementing choreography. That was precisely it was exciting. We were all transfixed by what was happening on stage. It was a well executed event, and I am very happy and that I came this evening, and we are looking forward to more for Montego Bay. Vice President of the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Nadine Spence, shared local artistry was also among those captivated by performance. Okay, wow. Mm-hmm. It's always good to say, lovely choreography and the dances of Rex Nettleford. Rex Nettleford that we passed away some many years ago is still, being performed. And Rivers to Cross is one of his pieces, and it's still continuing to this day. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, I came out of that article, find the Nukes article. Oh, I didn't give the time now. It's now 5:20 in Kingston, Jamaica, and this is your host, Jeremy LiveGood. 6 years of sleepless nights, a mother fights to keep her son with rare illness alive. Wow. Shakira Warmington and her son Azoy Warmington. For Shakira Warmington, raising a son with a rare genetic condition, congenital hyperinsulinism, has been an uphill battle. Peppered with sleepless nights, financial strain, fights for a place in the country's school system, and at times questions of whether she has the strength to keep going. Her son, Azoy Warmington, is just 6 years old with a condition that sees his pancreas making too much insulin, causing severe damage, severe and dangerous drops in his blood sugar. Okay, his condition, she said, is so rare that he is the only child in Jamaica diagnosed with the disorder, which was confirmed by a medical doctor. Shakira said her son became sick at 6 months old, experiencing seizures and with what she described as minor strokes. Wow. However, she said it was not until he was 1 year old that doctors were able to identify the condition. Since then, Zoe's parents have had to reshape their lives around his health. You see Shakira holding up something in her hand here in a photo. Shakira holds up a glucose monitor. She said she sometimes uses 10 times a day to check her son as always Warmington blood sugar levels. Wow. Having a child with a rare illness in Jamaica is very challenging because his care, medication, schooling, just being able to ensure that he has a normal life, it impacts my work. And we are not necessarily in a position I can say stay at home. Both of us, her and his father, do our 9 to 5, and we both still have to do jobs on the side in order to maintain his health. Shakira, who is a teacher, she said maintaining Azoi's health comes at a steep cost, with the family circulating approximately 100,000 or more monthly on his care, depending on his health status, while also taking care of their daughter and covering all other household expenses. Shakira said the situation had been a lot worse, as previously they had to pay 40,000 every 2 weeks to access the medication as our needs. However, thankfully, through the Ministry of Health Compassionate Care Fund, that cost is now fully covered for 6 months, providing much needed relief. Wow. But Perhaps the most taxing associated challenge is the fact that as always requires 24-hour care. His mother told the Jamaica Observer that she used a glucose monitor at least 3 times a day when he is healthy and up to 10 times daily when he is ill. She said some days she she has to stick him every hour, resulting in a lack of sleep that causes her hands to tremble due to exhaustion. Wow, trembling hands. Yes, I will leave it right here. Some more people. Thank you all. Thank you, Bina. Big up yourself, son of the king. So giving I and I a strength. All right.